All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News this week. We got to thank our marketing partners. Don't jump off the gun yet, Jack. Okay. Jack's got the computer today. All right. GAITA Graphics. We got to give a shout out to Brad Causey. Brad somehow acquired this.
Hey, it's better than what we had, so I'll go with it.
Yeah. So I think Sammy GAITA Graphics, whatever else Sammy's in. Southampton Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and they got their big end of the summer drift race. Drifted. I don't know what you call it. Do you call it a drift race? But you don't want to call it slide races.
Slide races, yeah, that's what the news media is called.
You don't want to call it that, so I didn't call it that. But
maybe we should. Just for that fact.
But they got a big end of summer drift event coming up this weekend at Southampton Motor Speedway.
Yeah, I would never do it.
Okay. I think Pepsi, Mountain Dew. That's I'm kind of a fan. Who's got the Mountain Dew?
Justin Haley. Justin
Haley's
going to do it.
I'm gonna be a fan of his this week. Hunter WALTRIP pressure wash solution.
Power wash
pressure wash. Power wash solutions and turn to synthetics. Hit Hunter up if you need some Amsoil oil for the racetrack. Then we got GRIER and Associates with Mean Bean Automotive in, where they at, Jack?
Somewhere in Carolina.
He can't say Moyock, North Carolina. Then we got Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil.
I didn't get there yet.
You just have to click the next one. You don't have to click out of the
other. Okay, I got you.
Performance Plus Motor Oil, they do a whole lot for us. We can't thank them enough.
Do a lot for who?
For us.
I didn't see nothing. Go ahead.
For me. Kind of thank Bill Mullis, Chuck Hall for allowing us to do the show here and making us part of the family. Bondurant Brothers Distillery. You don't know nothing about that. You can't have none of that yet. You have a few more years. MAYHEM Management. Got to thank Aaron for always hooking us up, taking care of our graphics. Everybody knows that we did not do them graphics. I mean, even the first one they put out, I don't know how my phone blew up. Like, who did the graphics? I know you and Jack didn't do it.
It's pretty bad when they know that we.
I mean, right off the bat, not like, hey, you're getting good at them graphics. It's like, I know you didn't do them. NPM Marketing, Tiny McAllister. Same thing. You need some social media help. Graphics designs, does all kinds of driver promotions, media releases, whatever. Black Acid Racing Apparel. Jack's got one of our shirts on. If you want crew shirts, custom suits, they do custom suits now. If you want t-shirts for your team, 1 shirt, 1,000 shirts, anything in between, they can do for you. Gen X Motorsports driver development and race rental program. And them guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
The show's presented by them, so we're really, I think, Gen X Racing this year. Slinger Speed. If you want a local company to do your t-shirts, Tim Brown will hook you up. Just tell them you're from Langley. VA 811, call before you dig. I thank those guys for coming back on board this year after skipping a year last year. Factory Canopies and Fluid Logic. If you need like a car cover, they make them custom car covers for your car that looks like your car when it's on top of it. Those custom tents, there's 10 by 20 tents that you go over top of the car with all your sponsors and stuff on it. They handle, and I believe it's a lifetime guarantee on all the metal. If you need one, it ain't like those other tents you buy and one piece breaks, you got to throw the whole thing away. Every piece is replaceable on it, and they will send them to you. Papa John's. For providing dinner every night. We gotta thank those guys. I already ate, so you won't be watching me eat tonight. I got here a little bit early, so I got to eat my food. Kind of like you had a nap. See, I had to get some food. And with that, we got a.
Wait a minute, you got one more?
Oh, can't forget Guillermo.
I know. I was getting ready to say that. Guillermo. Guillermo Amaya.
Guillermo Amaya.
Yeah, what I said, not what he said.
GAC, Great American Company. He's been with us for several years, and he's always supported us, and really got to thank him for that. Is that it, Jack?
That's it. That's all of them. All right, let's do some news real quick before we get to Aiden. This weekend at the Cup race, Tyler Reddick got the win in the Cup race.
I didn't think he was going to be able to pull it off, but then he was sleeping. I mean, I think he had a nap there on that last restart.
No, I ain't gonna say what I thought, but anyway, that will let that go. In the Xfinity race, all these races were at Kansas. Yeah, couldn't think of it. John Hunter Nemechek got the Xfinity win. In the Truck Series, Christian Eckes, driving for our buddy Bill McAnally, got the win. In the ARCA race, Connor Mozak got the win in the ARCA race, and Jesse Love had a problem with his car early on in the race. So it broke his string of 7 straight wins, so he didn't get that. And Carson Quapple came in second. First time he'd been in an ARCA car, came in second, and that was a pretty big deal for him. Down at the Cars Tour race in New River All-American Speedway, some cat named Brendan Butterbean Queen got the win down there.
This dude, he is on fire.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how they get his head in the car.
I know, right? His head's got to be big as hell. But I mean, mine would be. Tell me not that you could tell me anything now.
In the Tour Mods at Monadnock, Justin Bonsignor got the win, and in the other modified race they had up there, they had one. It's a local race. Doug Cody got the win. Kobe got the win, and in Tommy, Baldwin's car, they went and raced that race.
Oh, they did?
And Tommy went with them up there, and they got the win in that one. At Auburndale, this is somebody you probably don't remember. He was on this show several times when we first got started, and he kind of got away from racing to become a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
So Dr. Patrick Stapoli is back racing. Is back racing again, and he won the super late model race at Auburndale Speedway this past weekend. That was a pretty big deal.
He was the Gong Show winner or whatever for Mike WALTRIP Racing, and got the shot at one race, won that one. They ended up putting like 3 more races together and won 2 of those or something.
No, I don't remember what, but I remember.
Did he win the race? It was an ARCA race, right?
He won one of them. He won one of those races, but I don't remember what happened.
He got extended a few more races, and they were really trying to put something together for him, and they just.
So now he's a doctor, and he don't have to worry about racing too much. He just does it when he wants to. Down at Wake County this weekend, Tyler Matthews won both late model races down there this weekend, and that is in Cress Van Dyke's car. Cress and then went to Wake for the first time, and Tyler Matthews, who's been there several times, got the win. In the Legends racing this past weekend, in the B main, Raven Kimball got the win in the B main.
Oh, okay.
Transferred over to the A main, and Alex McCollum got the win. In the Bandos, TJ Moon got the win. Aiden Zedrich finished second. So this is championship weekend coming up this coming weekend down there. So the top 4 are ready to race the championship weekend, just like the Cup. When you get down to the final 4, they're going to be the final 4 down there in each division. Winner takes all. So I mean that doesn't matter where you are now on the points. All right, here at Langley Speedway this past weekend, Connor Hall, I think he's won a race or 2 here this year. He won both late model races this weekend, and he was on a pretty good little.
And did you see qualifying? I think he got Greg by 3 or 4 tenths on qualifying. I don't know what they figured out, but man, they did. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? You act like something's wrong.
Did you see Brian's interview with him up here? Brian did an interview with him up here before the race. He said, Greg caught him with their pants down a couple weeks ago, won both races. Mm-hmm. So they've come back and they won both of them this week. So from what I'm hearing and from what I've seen so far, I haven't seen the final totals, but looks like Connor Hall is going to be the Division I champion when it's all said and done. I don't know if the other guy can catch him now or not.
What about the national?
I think he's in the top of that too, but I don't know how that's going to shake out and all
Yeah,
that.
it's hard to say until it gets down to the end because you get so many drop. It's kind of a weird.
Saturday, I think, is the last day for points in the national points. I think
This Saturday.
this Saturday is coming Saturday. I think it's the last one because the late models are running again this weekend here.
Trying to get all the points
Yeah,
again.
so yeah, I think it is. All right, in the Grand Stocks, Tim Wilson got the win. U-Cars, Charlie Bryant Jr. got the win. Bandos, Brian Runstrom Jr. got the win. And I don't know, do you remember who the kid was that hit the wall over here?
Tristan Brunelli.
Tristan Brunelli. He hit that wall, and I mean, he hit it a ton in a Bando, and that was unbelievable. In the Super Street, Sammy GAITA got his 7th straight win. The Legends Charlie Beals got the win, and in the Virginia Racers, some kid named AYDEN MILLETTE got the win.
He might be all right.
So that was a pretty good win for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Was it a surprise there at the end, or?
Yeah. Like 10 to go, I was just ready for it to be over with.
You just out of breath or something?
I was tired.
You needed a nap?
Yeah.
You didn't take a nap before the race? Damn, son.
I mean, you had plenty of time to take a nap before the race.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
What time did y'all get on the racetrack?
I'm not sure, but I know when we got home it was like 2.
Andrew Fuller said Saturday is the last one for points.
That's what I just said, buddy.
He just confirming.
Andrew Fuller. Anyway, driver of the week this week. Strangely enough, it's Brendan Queen.
Well,
I mean, that's just the way it goes. And on one thing of news this week, Noah Gragson has been reinstated by NASCAR to come back, and I think he's going to run an ARCA race.
I think he's already got some stuff in the works. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised it's with Junior, but I'm not sure because it actually kind of looks like it's kind of shocking that he's looking at his nephew to fill in the 8 car. I don't know what the deal is there. If they don't have sponsors and some sponsors leaving and they just won't put him in, or if this is I mean, of course, he hasn't had a quality gig. Let's be honest. I mean, Jeffrey Earnhardt's had some rides, but they've all been mediocre rides.
All right. One more thing before we go to Aiden. Our special thing we've got going on for us giving a sponsorship away for 2024. Miles of Seamless Gutters, in association with our show here, would like to announce the special sponsorship deal for the local race teams. This deal will be awarded as a $1,500 sponsorship for 2 teams in 2024.
$1,500 apiece.
$1,500 apiece for both teams. Also, the team must like and follow the Miles of Seamless Gutters Facebook page, Jack Dodson'S Racing, Langley Speedway. Entrants must submit a short video about their race team, career, and start of their racing endeavors, as well as future plans in racing. That must be submitted to jack.dodson1960@gmail.com. Also, put it on your Facebook page. Put it out there.
Post it, tag everybody in it. We want to get as much interest as possible. This is starting to gain some traction. We've got an additional announcement we're getting ready to make once Jack gets done through the list here.
The team or representative of that team will be responsible to have 1 public appearance during the racing season for Miles of Seamless Gutters. I think they do like some promotional stuff with it.
They do. They haven't in the last couple of years since COVID, but they usually do some stuff. So there might be an appearance opportunity that we would need.
Also, they must be able to come and be on our show at least 1 time during the year. And the one stipulation is this: you have to attempt to compete in a full schedule here at Langley Speedway.
Right. We want this to be a Langley Speedway guy.
Yeah. So if you're going to run in 2024,
Saturday night racing.
Yeah. Saturday night racing. Now the deadline for the entries is going to be 11/15/23. That's November 15th of this year. That's going to be the deadline. There's nothing going to be accepted after that date. Anyway, also, the winners will be announced at the Langley Speedway banquet. And we are hoping, that we can get everything together and have something special for that night. Now we have a new twist in this.
Yeah, but people are trying to get on board with this, so this is turning out to be a really cool deal.
Effective today, when they contacted Scott today, Black Acid is going to give both winners a brand new driver suit.
Full embroidered suit.
So that's a pretty big deal too.
Tailored to whoever the driver is.
Yeah. Whoever the driver is, you can tailor it whatever you want to.
So,
But the only thing is, Aiden, if you win it, the only thing is, you got to put a Jack Dawson stick, patch on. Or
that's I already said that's got to be on there. Miles Langley Speedway, and
so that's got to be on there.
Got to be on the suit.
So go ahead and start working on your video. Can you handle it? I don't want you to fall asleep while you're doing it, though. Okay. But anyway, we appreciate Black Acid for doing that. Miles of Seamless Gutters for being a part of this. This has turned out to be going to be a good thing. I think it's going to be really fun to see who all is involved in that. So please, I'll announce it again at the end of the show tonight when we talk about it again. But that's a pretty good deal.
Andrew said is running a super late model this weekend, but he does have some stuff in the works.
Who's he talking about?
Noah Gregson.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Adam, Andrew, thank you a lot. He and I've already talked once today. Anyway, all right. Here we are with the Virginia Racer, the new track record holder in qualifying. Man, that had to feel good the other day when you did that.
Yeah.
I was sitting up here. I said, man, look at him go. Look at this. He's going to be doing something pretty good here.
So who had the record before that?
Riley.
Oh, that's a shocker. From last year?
Yeah. Yeah, not this year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But what you guys in this division, all of you young guys, you saw the picture out there earlier about all five of you, the five of y'all standing there, all five of you and everything. I thought it was really cool. Cody, Riley, Donovan, you, and Jacob, Derrick, all y'all standing there. I thought that is the future of Langley Speedway. What do you think about that?
I think so.
Do you enjoy this thing, getting this type of, being out there and doing this type of racing and stuff?
Yeah.
What do you like most about the Virginia Racers?
I think it's a lot more competitive in my opinion.
Like
Now you went from the bandos to the limited too, right? Like Riley did just a year later.
So how is it when you make a change from a bando to a limited late model per se? That's got to be a big change for you. How did you get accustomed to it?
Was it your idea or was it your dad's idea? He's just as bad as you are.
It was my dad's. I wanted to race Legends.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of glad we didn't now.
I guess so.
Yeah, I'll probably take a look at back now and say, yeah.
So how many wins did you got?
Tommy Jackson.
3? 4?
I thought it was 5.
I thought it was 3, so you straightened this all out. Now tell us about your year. What are some of the hardest things you've had to deal with this year?
Not tearing the nose off.
Have you had any of that to happen?
We've had to replace the front like 5 times.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Actually, like 3 maybe.
So what are you doing? You're just running in the back of folks, or what's going on?
The first few races were a struggle, but I've done a pretty good job of not having to tear stuff.
Well, see, if you're out front, you ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
Sometimes you got to use the nose to get to the front.
Now, have you had much of that to happen this year? You had to use it to get there. You go ahead and say it. Ain't nobody listening but us. Don't copy.
What did you do during the rain delay on Saturday? Aaron says, ask him what he did during the rain delay.
We were playing football, and I'm pretty sure we were watching. I watched the last bit of the car tour race with her. That's about it. It's very boring.
Being around Aaron's boring?
No.
Oh.
The rain delay. I wanted to go home.
Now, who has helped you so far this year?
The biggest help really.
Bojangles field trip?
Oh yeah, we went to Bojangles. That was fun.
All y'all went. Well, a bunch of y'all went to Bojangles, wasn't it? Wasn't it a bunch of folks went up there?
Yeah, it was me, Ryan, Matthews, Cody, Jacob, Riley, Charlie Beals.
Apparently
A
not.
few other people.
Just wondering, were you there or not?
Yeah.
Because they were all in, y'all in your driver suits and stuff. So
Yeah.
did you get a lot of attention when you went there?
There was nobody in
Did they give you free food?
there. No.
Well, that ain't hitting no much. You go up there in your driver suit and don't get nothing, you know that. So you tore up some front ends off your car this year.
Yeah.
So who puts all that back together?
My dad and Shane, really.
Shane Snyder?
Yeah.
He got
Did you let him work on the car?
Shane Snyder can work on a car.
He puts it back together, and he ain't setting it up.
He ain't setting it up.
No, I definitely wouldn't let Shane do that. I mean, it ain't gonna be long. He's seen them kids trying to do the flag stand with him, and he gonna be out of a job for long.
That was with that other guy they were doing it with that night. They were doing it with another guy.
No, I think with Shane the time we were
I
up here.
think Shane did it one time too.
So who all helped you with the car?
The biggest helps really this year was Justin Carroll and Kyle Waltz. They helped a lot with getting the car running up front, like setup wise. And then my dad and Justin Corbin, they helped out a lot, making sure that I can get to the track every week.
Yeah, do they make sure you get a nap so you get your nap done before race day?
Usually I don't go to sleep. I go to sleep during the day.
Oh, you go to sleep when you get a chance. Just take a nap.
Yeah.
Once you're good and rested when you get in a race car, though, I mean that's key. You got to be good and rested.
Who spots for you?
Kyle Waltz and Mark Edwards.
Oh,
You let Kyle? Does he talk 100 miles an hour on the radio too?
Not really.
No. You know he's crazy.
have you had any confrontations with your spotter yet?
What do you mean?
You know, he tells you something and you say, no.
No, not really.
So you just listen and go on. Now, has your dad ever spotted for you?
No. Well, actually, he spotted for me one time in Bandos. It'll never happen again. It was that Goodyear, and he forgot he was spotting, and somebody tried to pass me for the
No, he
lead,
didn't.
and the yellow came out.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, when the
So
yellow
you had
came
to
out, I
fire
yelled
him.
at him. He forgot.
I want to know what that conversation was like after you got together with him after it was over with.
I don't know how you can forget.
Well, it's kind of hard to forget your spotter. But
I don't know. He might be a little ADD like me. He started watching the race.
now,
Oh shit.
here, man.
How late am I? Got the spotter.
He
Somebody
had to
that was
fire.
the first time ever. I'm always used to just looking in circles.
Well, apparently you were doing it that night too.
Yeah, that's all. Dad, you gotta tell me when somebody's there.
I bet that was interesting.
I think I
He
gave
was one and done.
I gave the headset to somebody else after that.
Normally, parents don't work real good as a spotter for the most part.
Not him.
Not for anybody, or it's just you.
Now, first of all, Aiden, I'm going to put it out there real quick. Watch what you say, because Dad still foots the bill for a lot of that race car, you know.
That's true. That's true.
Don't get off on a tangent about that, like Riley Music does.
I think he's hooked just as worse than you though.
I wish you'd have told me more about this car wash y'all had.
Oh yeah. That helped out.
I wish you'd have told me more. I could have brought my car. Well, no, not my car, because my car ain't got no front end on it no more. But I brought my wife's car down here and got it washed.
We're gonna start doing it annually.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna try to start doing more with our, together with our sponsors and allowing everybody to get a chance to get their name out there more.
Yeah, no, that's a great
All
idea.
the sponsors were there. All of our sponsors were there. Everybody gave a huge hand. It was very successful.
Good.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, anytime you're doing something like that, let us know so that, maybe we
Yeah,
can put it
we
out.
put it-
or
let us-
We
make
can
a
talk
big
about
deal.
it the week before and try to, build it up.
Now-
That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
Now, when you were washing cars, did you have to go take a break to take a nap? Okay, I'm just making sure, because see, some of you race car drivers, Brendan Queen couldn't cut his own steak. His mama had to cut his steak for him.
Still does, I think.
Yeah, off and on still does, but he now has a girlfriend that helps him out some now. So that's, that's a pretty good deal. And Riley Music, I really don't know if he can cut a steak or not either. So anyway,
Shane Snyder said, Dad don't need a spot, trust me.
You can't do no better.
No front end, no biscuit. Robbie Parker says, Robbie and me are gonna be taking over next week. It's gonna be a takeover, Jack.
is it?
Yeah, hostile takeover.
Well,
Probably will be all the above.
I know one thing, if Robbie Parker shows up here next week, I better not hear my name come out of his mouth very much. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
That's not a good deal. You know Robbie Parker? You like him?
I don't know him like that, but he seems pretty cool.
He does?
I've like seen him around a lot, but I've never really like talked to him like that.
Don't. Don't talk to him like
Now,
that.
is it entertaining over the radio when you got Kyle talking? Is he wild on the radio? Talks a lot of trash.
No, not really. No.
Now he's so serious when he's on the radio?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't do no trips to Richmond with him on a race weekend. That's a party fest right there.
Yeah, don't do that. Mom and Dad, they always need to keep you from doing that. Yeah, probably.
I forgot. I went by there one time and Kyle had some. I can't remember if it was like an American flag booty shorts on, no
I
shirt.
remember that.
And
I saw
I'm like,
pictures.
I said, Kyle, I'm gonna take a picture. He said, if you take a picture, you better post it on Facebook. That's like, I figured you'd be like, don't be posting that shit on Facebook.
All right, give your sponsors a shout out there, since you know this now.
Test is on.
Corbin's Plumbing, Tent World, Full Throttle Lawn Care, 64 Roofing, Craft Repair, Guardian Towing, Milcon, Matthews Designs, Smith Wraps and Graphics. Oh yeah, Justin Carroll and Kyle Waltz and Matt Waltz, and that's it.
You sure?
I hope.
I hope so
You,
too.
you had an opportunity to get you a cheat sheet and you chose not to.
Oh, yeah.
Are you always this hyper?
Hyper.
It was a joke.
Never hyper.
Okay, now my last question for you is this. When you got out of the bandos and got into your limit or your Virginia racer, did you know what pedals to push when you were racing?
Yeah.
You did?
You didn't screw up?
I mean, I stalled it a few times, but I knew which one was which.
You didn't stall it on the racetrack.
I've missed a few gears in the race. That's about it. And
But you didn't hit the wrong pedal when you were racing.
no.
Not like on a restart?
I shut the car off in the middle of the race 2 weeks ago.
You know what would
Underlapper though.
But you know what would really be terrible? You were the fastest guy out here a couple weeks ago and got the track record. If you went and pushed the wrong pedal on the restart, you wouldn't have been able to live that down. Because there's a man, I know of this guy, that finally got a starting position on the front row of the race. And when they started the race, instead of hitting the clutch, he hit the brake pedal. And everybody in the field went around him.
Somewhere.
So I ain't gonna tell you who he is, but he's sat beside you. So anyway, that's don't do that. That's a good idea.
I'll try to remember that.
All right, you gonna hang with us a little while, or you gonna ready to go home or take another nap? All right, all right. Can we do both of these at the same time?
Add both of them.
All right, here we go. Landon Pimpleton and Dinah Mullins are with us.
Car owner.
The real car owner of that
Boss.
You just get me tonight. We are currently loading, so Willie is awfully busy. If you hear some crashing, we are moving pit boxes around. So I apologize for not getting Willie. You just get me and Landon.
Okay, well, Landon, are you excited about this weekend getting a chance to do the race up there?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun time. It's a lot to look forward to. I think we're going to bring a good piece to the racetrack. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, I tell you what, you've had a very good career so far as good things happening to you. I was there at Martinsville when you won at Martinsville, and that was a big deal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. That race definitely propelled my career to where it is now, and it's opened up a lot of opportunities for me.
So what all have you been racing this year?
Just a lot of late model stock stuff, Dominion, South Boston. That's really what we've been doing. We did some cars tour races at the beginning of the year, and it's been a so-so season. It could be better, it could be worse.
Well, and now you're going to go do this ARCA. This is the first time you've been in an ARCA car, right?
Yeah. No, I ran some ARCA last year, so I did 5 races four races last year, and I'm really looking forward to it at Bristol.
Okay, well, now you're going to be driving for Willie and Dinah. Now, Dinah is actually the owner of the team. So,
yeah, and they've been very well to me and my family, and we're going to try and make them look the best that we can.
Well, Dinah looks good enough as it is, but I'm just saying Willie has to have a whole lot of help.
Willie could always use some help.
What?
Oh, did we lose Landon?
Apparently we did. Oh, where he went?
I hope you didn't hit a button again, sir.
I didn't touch it. He got up and was moving. He got up and was moving around, so I don't know whether he hit something or not. But anyway, well, he'll come back in a minute, I guess. Hopefully. Don't see. But anyway, now I know this has got to be fun to have another driver going up there and helping you out and doing the race for you.
Yeah, this is, I just got a text from the Pembletons. It's storming really bad in Amelia, so they're probably losing some internet right now. So I do apologize that you're literally getting the low end of the totem pole for our whole team, but we're extremely excited. I apologize for the loud crashes. We've known the Pembleton since he really started limited late models at South Boston. Then he came up to Dominion, I think it was 2019, and ran limiteds. The challenge between Langley and Dominion, he ran that. We got to be friends with his family over the last couple of years. I do some social media work for them. Actually, I shot for him when he won Martinsville. I shot for Peyton when he won Martinsville. So I'm just saying it could be a good luck charm. But either way, so he's a phenomenal kid. They're a great racing family. We're super tied in with Sellers Racing also. So this is just a really natural progression for us. He did run some races last year with TRD and Venturini. He had some extremely successful outings. So we're excited to get him in a car. We have put a lot of effort and time into this short track car in the off season. This is the car that Willie ran at Elko. So we were able to do all the upgrades, run it at Elko, get comfortable with it, bring it back, do more upgrades since we got it on the track once. It's got the new Mustang body on it, which is supposed to be phenomenal at the downforce tracks. We're very much looking forward to this. I mean, Landon is an absolute driver. It is a pleasure working with him. We tested a couple weeks ago at Dominion. He was hitting the times that we haven't seen of the ARCA car there. So we're extremely happy. He fits in extremely well with our group. He's a laid back kid. He's a blue collar working man. He works for his parents at the sawmill. So it's such a natural progression for our two families to work together. I just got the list of people coming. We're going to have pretty much the whole Sellers team. HC and Peyton will be there with us also. So it should be a super good time. it's always fun to go to the racetrack when you're with your friends. And that's how we feel about Landon and his family and the sellers. So we're extremely excited about this.
That's pretty cool that you got AC and them going with you down there. That's pretty good, HC going with you down there and everything. Now, y'all do such a good job with, I mean, that car looks pretty. I saw pictures of the car. It looks really great and everything. And I mean, how do y'all keep the car running with guys like Wayne and Davey Callahan and all those people helping you?
We do have a pretty colorful crew, don't we? But it's, you know, I mean, to be perfectly honest, people kind of ask us if we want to race. Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
If we'd like to race more, and part of the reason that we keep a somewhat limited schedule is the guys that we have are unbelievably skilled, but they have real lives and real jobs. So they're not really looking to be on the road 25 races a year with the ARCA schedule. So we race when we can. We're extremely lucky to have the guys that we do around. You know, I mean, Davey is great. Daryl Faree, his son Peyton races modifieds at Langley. We're kind of the team of racers. Like our crew are racers, and it's worked out really, really well for us just to have to poach crew from the local short tracks. You know, people get excited that we go to the big tracks and want to be a part of it, and that's worked out really well for us over the years.
I didn't know it was a good thing to have Davey Callahan around. I mean, that's
well, you can ask Landon. The last time Landon and Davey raced each other, got a little spicy. So
now Landon, you didn't have a hard time with Davey Callahan, did you?
No, we were just racing hard, man. It was, you know, rubbing and banging. I mean, it's what a short track fan could ask for, honestly. It's some points it got a little over the line on both ends, and that just happens. It's part of the racing in the short track.
Well, as long as you didn't get in the window like somebody else did in his car one time, you're doing good.
Yeah, I don't really plan on doing much of that. I'm not into that kind of stuff, man. I just show up to the racetrack to have fun and race. You know, I'm not really a big fighter. It's just I love being able to race and having fun.
Well, you got a team that you're gonna have some fun with this weekend. I know. So it's gonna be a blast to go down there and run Bristol like this. That's gonna be a good deal.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a great group to go with. I think we're gonna bring a good piece too, so that always makes it fun. And going with a great group of people, a great group of racers. It's kind of my background. I like being a racer and not being so-called really, really professional. I like being able to enjoy myself and not have a satellite over my head. But I want to race at the same time and have fun.
So what does your schedule look like for the rest of the year? What are you going to be doing the rest of the year?
So after we do Bristol, we're going to definitely do Martinsville, of course, and try and go get another clock, which is, you know, very, very hard. But we might do some select races here and there. I think we definitely have the cars towards South Boston on our calendar. But we might do some more here and there. It's just kind of all how it plays out. And just after Martinsville, we'll see where we're at.
Y'all gotten into some other type of racing too. I mean, you're not just doing ARCA stuff. You're doing some other stuff too, right? Dinah?
Sorry, they were moving things around. What was the question?
I said, y'all are doing some other stuff other than just ARCA stuff out of your shop too, right?
We are. So we picked up a late model client, Colin Lozo. So he was supposed to make his debut at Dominion last Saturday and the rains came. So he'll be there this Saturday. So we will be leaving Bristol, switching the trailer around and headed back to Dominion on Saturday. So be a great race at Dominion Saturday. It's the Craig Murtaugh Memorial Race. So we hope to see everyone there. We have the limited late model too. That hasn't been out for a while. There's some backstories there that will be back out at some point. But yeah, we're finding other ways to race, for just to be at the track and be part of it and help other people. And again, Colin Lozo found us on TikTok. So racers that don't think social media matters, it does. It does a ton.
Wow, that's a pretty good deal for that then. So Landon, I hope everything goes good this weekend. I mean, I know you're excited to get up there and get going. I hope everything goes good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know the Mullins, they gave me a great opportunity to come race for them. And this deal came along after the Daytona test. And really looking forward to Bristol, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I know we're going to bring a good car, and hopefully we can have a good showing.
And look, you got a guy working on that car. His name's Wayne. You know who I'm talking about?
Yep, I do.
Okay, don't let him touch it too much.
I think he's gonna be helping turning some wrenches on it. So I hopefully he can make it go a little bit faster for me.
Don't you have to go step with him while he's turning them wrenches?
I might as well help out with him because I like turning wrenches myself
Okay,
too.
well, with him, you might want to make sure he's turning them in the right direction. But he's all right, guy. Well, he's all right, guy. You got some great people with Willie and Dinah there too. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They gave me a great opportunity, like I said, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I just want to make them look good as well as they want to make me look good. So, as long as we can make each other look good, I think we're all gonna come out with a smile on our face.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, making Willie look good is gonna be hard, but you'll do the best you can.
That's for sure. I'm definitely gonna try my best.
Now, Dinah, is Willie gonna be in the car anymore this year, or are you just waiting for next year?
I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on what sponsorship we can pull. He'd like to run Salem. He likes the older, high speed, jiggle your brain right out of your head kind of racetracks, and Salem's definitely one of those. I don't know. You know how our schedule goes. We've been busy at work. So hopefully we get him in the car one more time this year, but this September is going to about kill us between the late models, this race, Martinsville, the Sellers racing. So we've just been extremely busy. We were very, very blessed at both our main business, Bugsy's Auto Repair, and here at the race shop to be 100% right now. And we couldn't be happier about that.
Dinah, who are you helping with social media? You got a whole bunch of that going on too.
You'd think I had a bunch, but I don't anymore. It is pretty much narrowed down to Peyton and Landon. So I do work for Sellers Racing. I'm the PR representative for the entire team. So I do encompass everybody that races under the Sellers banners. But as far as like specialty work, it would be Peyton and Landon are the two that I'm working with the most.
Okay, well, cool. But you got a lot going on too. Plus, you have to keep up with Willie, so that's enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts during the week. So yes.
Well, Landon, good luck to you, man. I hope everything goes good, and you have a great trip down to Bristol, and have a good race, man. I hope it works out really good for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm definitely thankful for everything, for the Dinahs, my family. They're the ones who make all this happen, and it's going to be a lot of fun, especially at Bristol. Never been there before, but I've been here, and it's kind of like what I'm used to. So hopefully I can just acclimate in pretty quick.
So who all you got for sponsors on the car for this week?
So this race at Bristol, I have put Donate for Life Virginia on there to honor a friend that passed away when I was younger. He was in my class, and he was able to save 7 lives with his organ donor. So I'm glad to have them on the car this week. And I have Pendleton Forest Products, of course. That's my whole family. Can't thank them enough. They're the ones who keep me intact, the ones that I work for every day, and the ones that are going to be paying the bills pretty much. But and then we got Williams Log, and they're a big help to me on my late model side of things. They're going to be on the car this week too, and Easter Design. All those 3 businesses have helped me out a lot this year, and I'm looking forward to representing them the best I can.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Have a good race. Dinah, good luck to all you down there. Have a good time and enjoy yourselves down there. Even though you will have Davey Callahan and Wayne with you, just do the best you can.
Thank you, guys.
All right. We appreciate it. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Better, did you? Don't think you made a mistake yet.
Newsom said, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't got that for you. But
So I'll go back to you. What was your expectations going into this season? I mean, obviously, I would think you far exceeded what you thought you would do.
Yeah, I honestly just want to get a few top 5s and hopefully one more.
Now, go back to that first win. Last few laps, what's going through your mind? Who was fighting for you that way?
Kyle. I honestly can't remember if it was the 20 or the 50 lapper.
what was it like to go 50 laps? I mean, and then the other night, 100 laps. I mean, that's, you didn't get to stop take a nap, but.
Well, he said he was tired at the end.
Yeah, the 100 lapper, I thought, after I had the track record, I thought we were going to be really good. but I think I just burnt myself up a little too much.
Do y'all talk about that? About how to keep
Yeah.
from burning the stuff up?
I still need to learn that a little bit more, but doing all right.
Now, does Kyle tell you to back your times down to try to save the right rear? Because I understand that these cars are really hard on the right rear. I mean, that's kind of been a census that the right rear takes a lot of abuse.
Yeah.
Well, that's what, guess you gotta go fast sometimes. But sometimes going slower is faster.
Yeah.
So but then late models.
So going back, what was going through your mind in the last few laps when you were thinking, I have a chance to win this thing, I might win this race? What's going through your mind?
Which one?
Your first win.
I don't know. I didn't really, I don't know. Like, I didn't think it was real once I won. I was so excited.
It was kind of hard to imagine getting to that point. Then.
So then this past week, were you riding? Well, you had said earlier that you were ready. You thought it was just going to be over. You're going to finish second. And then when did you think you had a shot at it?
Yeah, I thought I burnt my stuff up. Jacob was just pulling away, and with like 10 to go, I started seeing lap traffic, and my spotter told me that I'm just keep on doing what I'm doing, that there's a chance, and the lap traffic definitely didn't get out the way. It helped me a lot. It's unfortunate it ended out it did for Jacob, but I'm just glad. That was the most fun I've ever had racing, honestly.
Oh, really?
This year, because that was the race. That was like the closest race we've had this year.
Is it?
I think so.
That was pretty well. It was a good race.
We weren't even a car length apart.
Because y'all swapped the lead a couple times the last few laps, right? Or not?
No, he took it. He took the lead.
Jacob led most of the race, and then I got him, and he was right there. I was nervous. I was just learning to hold on.
So how did you guys, all Riley, you, Jacob, everybody, Donovan, all you guys in that division, how do y'all, when you're racing, you race, okay? But off the track, y'all seem to be pretty good friends off the track.
Yeah.
So that, how do you make that work? Because there's times somebody might want to get out and get a little nasty about things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I try to race all of them with as much respect as I can. I'm not here to wreck nobody.
And then when the race is over, y'all back to be your friends again. You and you guys in that division, when y'all win a race, it's like a dabbling circus. I mean, folks come flying from everywhere when y'all win a race.
Yeah.
So how do you get so many friends like that? And how many little girls you got running around now? Because I saw one down there with you.
You got a girlfriend?
Go ahead and say it, man. Go ahead. Got a girlfriend?
Maybe.
Was that her down there that night?
Well, who's the girl that's here tonight? Just throw it up. The girl you're with, she's gonna be like, who was up at the show with you?
No, that would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's happened before. All right.
Yeah, we all are horrible.
Yeah, we've been known to stir up some stuff from time to time, but I don't like doing that kind of stirring up too much. But anyway. All right, let's get ready to talk to the great Alan Bestwick, one of the guys I look up to a whole lot in the business, and so let's get him on here. And hello, Mr. Bestwick. How you doing?
Is this me?
That's you. The great Alan Bestwick, the voice.
I don't know about the great part, but hi, how are you?
We're doing good. How's everything in your direction?
Everything is terrific, thank you. Just enjoying the end of a beautiful day and getting ready to go to Indianapolis this weekend.
Oh, what you got going on in India this weekend?
IMSA weekend at the Speedway.
okay.
Battle on the brakes. And first time IMSA's been back to Indy since like 2014, so it should be a lot of fun.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Now, you've been with the SRX the last 2 years or however long it's been going on. I mean, what did you see in that series that really you liked?
Yes, everything. Great drivers from all different. I mean, basically, it's a reboot of IROC, right? So drivers from different series and equally prepared cars, but done on short tracks. So the opportunity to spotlight some of the great short tracks in American racing. That's what I like about it is great drivers out to have fun without worrying about their team owner or their race car or their sponsor, and doing it before the fans of some of the great short tracks in America. It's been everything I hoped it would be and then some.
I mean, I looked at the crowds at these races, and I went to the one at Peasley.
Okay.
Last year, I went to that race, and I'm gonna tell you, the crowds were amazing. I'm like, these people are into this thing. Like, that's unbelievable how they do.
You know what I find most race fans, and you're probably the same way, right? You take great pride in your local racetrack.
Right.
The track where you've gone since you were a kid, the track where your dad raced or you race or you're involved in some. People take great pride in their local short track. Well, think about seeing Tony Stewart, Bobby Labonte, Elio Castroneves, Tony Kanaan, etc., racing at your local short track. How much pride do you have when that happens, right? So you get these fans, and I mean, and we're not talking, the guy that's gotten the appearance fee to make the one-off shot or whatever. This is the whole show, right?
Yeah.
There's the whole show that night is these 12 drivers, and they're 2 hours on the racetrack. Most of the tracks run one of their divisions as a support show, but the whole thing is these 12 superstar drivers on your local short track. And it hits a note with people. I know, I grew up in New England, and watching these guys race at Stafford Speedway is special to me, because that's a place I went when I was a teenager, when I first got my license. I mean, it was an hour and a half drive from my house. And it was like the first place my dad said, yeah, you can go. Because he knew what I was getting into, But to watch these guys race at Stafford, I know is special for the local people. And it's been that way every place we've been.
Yeah, it has been. It's been amazing. And I tell you, I didn't get to go to the race, but I saw the race over at Pulaski this year when they raced there. And that's back where I came from, back in that area. And it was great to see them there and all the fans and everything. It's unbelievable. And I think it's really good, too, that the ESPN has come on and brought back the Thursday Night Thunder thing. I think that is great for racing.
It's the pluses about it are it's our own spot on the weekly racing calendar, right? There aren't a lot of tracks that run on Thursday night. There's a couple, but there aren't a lot. And it's kind of like the high school football versus college football debate on Friday nights. We got these college football games on TV on Friday, and all the high school football traditionalists hate it. Well, Saturday night you had a choice of staying home and watching us on television or going to your local short track.
Yeah.
And so not being in the middle of that, I think, is a great thing. We're the kickoff to the racing weekend, and hopefully we make you hungry to go to your local short track and see some racing.
Yes. It does that for me. I know that, because I really love it on Thursday nights. I make sure I'm there watching on Thursday night this year. It was tremendous to have it there. Now, when is SRX looking to make the announcement of what tracks they're going to this year?
Jack, I'll be 100% honest. I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
That's above my pay grade, right? I'm the TV announcer. But one of the advantages to what we're doing with ESPN is we already have dates, right? You've already seen those publicly. Right. Here are the 6 weeks we are going to race next year, which is probably about a 3 to 4 month head start on what we had the last few years. So those conversations are ongoing. There are a lot of racetracks that want to have SRX there, and there are so many factors that go into what makes sense for the series. It's, speaking honestly, it's not an inexpensive show.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a big footprint. There's a lot of things that come to bring in the circus to town. So not every speedway can handle that. Not every speedway has the facilities that can handle that kind of a circus. You know, what makes sense logistically? Where's NASCAR that weekend? Where's IndyCar that weekend? Where's IMSA that weekend? What's, you know, and where do you connect 6 racetracks that you can make logistically work for the crew of SRX? The most underspoken item in this whole thing is the enormous difficulty in bringing that fleet of 16 race cars to 6 consecutive racetracks and preparing them and maintaining them. And I mean, you know, you'll have some of your late model stock teams looking at me saying, yeah, right. We race every week and we got our car and we get it ready. Yeah. But this is one crew with 16 race cars.
Yeah. They got
to pack up.
And there towards the end of the year, they were tearing up some cars there a little bit. So that was, but that was unbelievable. They had to go back and get those cars and get them cars ready.
Pack up 16 race cars, move the whole thing from one place to the next, and then set up and work on them wherever you are. Whatever you got to work with is what you got to work with. It's a challenge. And the guys, the gang, Kevin Ridley and Bronson Butcher and the whole SRX crew, Don Hawk, they've done a phenomenal job of grinding through those 6 weeks and making it happen. It's a hard challenge, and I can't understate the amount of work that goes in. So, you know, so it has to make sense. You can't say we're going to race in Langley one week and race at Irwindale the next, and then go to Eldora the third week. It's just not going to work. You know, So there's so many considerations.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna speak up now. I wish they would come to Langley one time. That would be a great thing. I tell you.
I was gonna say, how do we get an in?
Yeah. Well, I suspect if there was true interest on your part, then you've probably already called Don Hawk and had that conversation.
I believe that's been done. Yes.
Yeah. See, so you're in that big hopper, and now you know it's a whole factor of, again, what makes sense.
Yeah.
For the whole thing.
One of the things I was looking at the other night, and you've been around the sport for a while. What are some of your highlights that you would say you've seen through your years?
Oh, goodness. You know, first of all, one of my greatest character flaws is I'm not a very good backwards looking person. You know, for example, for this weekend, this will be the first IMSA race I've been involved in all season. There are 48 teams entered in the Battle on the Bricks. Ooh. And that's just in IMSA, let alone the 3 other support series that are running there. And there's 2 drivers per each of those 48 entries. So I'm so eyeball deep in what I got to do to get ready for this week's show. And it's been that way my entire life. There's always, well, all right, what's the next one I got to get ready for? And I like to think that being prepared has been a great asset to what I've done over the years. Highlights. Yes. I don't remember specific races that well. If you ask me to tell you the best race I saw at Daytona, I'd probably think of 10 of them. But I remember stories and people. And so just to me, it's a long-winded way of coming around to saying, you know, the greatest things I've been involved with over the years have been the people I've had the chance to meet and get to know and cover and broadcast. The great race drivers and team owners and crew chiefs and crew members. You know, look, I'm just a guy from a local short track who got to go to the greatest races and meet the greatest racers this country has ever known. And so yes, all of it, you know, all of it has been the greatest thing I've ever done, you know?
I see that. Yeah, that's yeah, I would understand that to be a big deal. Be able to meet all these people and do all the, that's the way I, and I'm on a local level with some, you know, I have insight into the NASCAR world a whole lot better than a lot of people do. I know a lot of these people. Yeah, that is the big deal when you meet some of these people and be able to sit and talk to them and get stories. I remember sitting in Emmanuel Zavakis' office up in Richmond and him telling stories. That's, you know, that's important. That I liked about the history of the sport.
I just feel like that the competition is great, but the competition is nothing without the people that make the competition.
Right.
And I don't care whether that's at Langley Speedway in 2023 or Langley Speedway in 1998 or Daytona in 1959 or Indianapolis in 2023. It's about the people and the privilege of getting to be around these people and witness what they do and how they do it. And to call so many of them friends is the honor of a lifetime. It really is.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've got some relatives in the sport, and be able to be around them and be with them when they're talking to people is unbelievable. I mean, that's a big deal to me. That's sometimes even better than the racing. So.
Yes, I agree.
So,
Alan, how did you get started?
That's a long story. How much time you got? When I was a kid, my dad had a race car. 1967 to 1971, so just a short run, but he and some of his buddies built a junkyard second division race car at Seekonk Speedway in Massachusetts, right on the Massachusetts Rhode Island border. Great thriving short track, still in operation today. So I grew up with a race car in the garage and going to the races on Saturday nights. And even after my dad got out of the sport, because he had to make a choice between buying race tires for his car or paying his mortgage for his kids, which fortunately he made the right choice. You know, we were race fans as a family. I always, from the time I can remember, wanted to be the guy on the radio or television. Whether it was watching Wide World of Sports on ABC back in the day or driving down the road, listening to an AM radio station, I just wanted to be that guy.
Yeah.
And the broadcasting thing happened first as a teenager. And then the opportunity to work with some racing people, first at a radio station I was working at in Norwich, Connecticut. Stafford Speedway was one of the big advertisers of the radio station, and the opportunity to work with some of those people through the radio station came about. And then years later, I got offered the opportunity to interview for a job at MRN. Now, I was working in Washington, D.C. at a radio network that had nothing to do with racing, general interest news network and, you know, that kind of thing. But I got offered the opportunity to interview for a job at MRN because I knew something about racing and was a fan. And so how I got involved is the long and winding road that's hard to explain, but it happened, and I'm thankful for it.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not trying to blow smoke up around you or anything like this, but you are one of the best at what you do. And I tell you what, I really get excited to hear you when you describe what's going on the racetrack.
I've always been part of great teams. Just remember that no one does network radio or network television alone.
Right.
And I've always been blessed to be part of great teams. I could name you names and you'd understand what I mean. MRN, Barney Hall, Eli
Right.
Gold, Dr. Jerry Punch, Ned Jarrett, you know, Jim Phillips, Winston Kelly, Joe Moore from your area.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've always been blessed to be part of great teams. NBC, Benny Parsons, Wally Dallenbach, Marty Snyder, Dave Burns, the producers, the directors, the cameramen, the spotters, so many of them are great friends today.
Yep.
ESPN, Dale Jarrett, Andy Petrie. You know, nobody does this stuff alone. So I've always been blessed to be part of really great teams, and hopefully have done my part to help make those teams better.
Well, I think you've done very well at that. You do make them better. And you even made Darrell Waltrip better the other on SRX this year.
Listen, Darrell was so excited, and I was so excited to have him there, because what is SRX about? It's about 3 letters.
Yeah.
FUN.
Yep.
That's what it's about. It's what the racing's about. It's what the drivers are there to have. And when Darrell came in, I said, listen, man, all you got to do is what you've done your whole career. Just have fun. He said, I can do that.
Yeah,
you know?
you can do that. You're right. You're right.
So
Alan,
we just had fun.
Yeah, who's giving you your best advice?
Barney Hall and Ken Squire. Barney, years ago when I first joined MRN, I just remember the old tower at Daytona, not the one before the present setup, but the one with the 3 little booths on top of the roof on the main grandstand there.
Yep.
Sitting out behind, there was a little, like, those 3 little windows you saw were booths. One was television, one was radio, one was race control. And there was a little hallway behind it. I remember sitting out there with Barney and talking about things, and I was, it's got to be mid-80s-ish. And he said to me, he said, you know, son, you can never go wrong by doing things with a little class and a little dignity.
Yeah.
Okay. Message delivered. Thank you, sir. And I feel like I've respected that for many, many years. And Ken was the one who, where television was concerned, Ken, and most people don't have any idea, but basically Ken invented NASCAR television.
Yeah,
He was the guy. And Ken used to just give you a few simple words. Make me care.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
About the people, about the competition, make me care. And what does caring come down about? It comes down to connecting with someone on a human level.
Right.
Why should I care about Dale Earnhardt? Or why should I care about Rusty Wallace? Or why should I care that caution came out? Or why should I care that, you know, that flat tire happened? Make me care.
Yeah,
and that advice from those 2 guys, I've carried that with me for years.
Yeah, that's some good advice to get from them guys. I'm telling you,
Kind of like ours.
Yeah.
Alan Watt.
Yeah. Lenny Petit was there this past weekend or weekend before last, and he sat down and talked with us, and he said, "There's only 2 things you need to know: how and why. Stick them in your pocket, and when you're interviewing somebody, go how and why." And that, some reason, just clicked in my head. I mean, it's been right there ever since.
The great Larry King, before he became CNN and a celebrity interviewer, Larry worked at the Mutual Broadcasting System in Washington, D.C., which was the radio network I was working at before I got hired by MRN.
Okay.
And Larry had a very natural curiosity about people and about things. And Larry would tell you, and he was one of the best interviewers ever, in my opinion, and Larry would tell you, the only good interview questions begin with one of 2 words: how, why.
And that's what, yeah.
That was Larry King, right? So talk to us about, God, that drives me crazy. How or why? And Lenny steered you right. Those are questions that make the interview subject explain him or herself and give you an answer.
Yes.
They can't duck that. They can't duck that question, can they?
No, they cannot. They have to answer that one.
Yeah.
Well, Alan, we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. It was an honor to have you on here. Thank you for your time, and it meant a lot to me and meant a lot to Scott for you to be here tonight and be with us. So really appreciate you spending that time.
I wish you rain-free races, and it's my pleasure. Thank you very much for the kind words.
All right, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again sometime.
Yes, sir.
All right, talk to you later. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can honestly say, you know, we've had some people in the business come on here.
Oh, for sure.
Alan Bestwick and Lenny and
There's quite a few. I put on the spot. I can't think of
but you know,
all of them.
it's good to have him on there because he has been around for years. I mean, you know.
Yes.
And
and still looks young.
And we had Joe Moore on here before too. And
That's true. I forgot about that.
And Joe's down in the Keys kicking around down there, but you know, that's really cool. So I'm honored that we had Alan on the show.
How did you get a hold of Alan?
I saw him on TV one day, and I said, you know, I'm gonna get a hold of him somehow or other. And I did some finagling around, and I got nothing when I did around some other stuff. And I just said, okay, what the heck? I'm going to Facebook Messenger. And I went to Facebook, and he answered. And I said, oh, that's all I had to do. That was pretty daggone good. But I was going through all kinds of, you know, I thought I had to go through the SRX, you know, or get, of course that didn't work, but really true, an honor to have Alan Bestwick with us tonight. All right, before we go,
I want to share Sean's comment here. He said he likes picking on all them young guys. They keep reminding, what did I say? I keep getting reminded I'm getting beat every week by drivers that don't even have a driver's license.
well, that's true.
I don't care who you are in that series. That's true, Sean.
That's right. You got that right.
Thank God I'm not racing there because I would never hear the end of Riley.
No, you wouldn't. That's for sure. Riley would be all over you. All right, we're going to go over this again before we go off the air about our special sponsorship thing we got going with Miles and Seamless Gutters. Miles and Seamless Gutters and we have gotten together, and we're going to do a sponsorship deal for local race teams. The deal will be rewarded as $1,500 scholarship sponsorship for 2 teams for their 2024 racing program. And then there's a criteria for it. The team must like the
All of our pages.
Facebook pages. Yeah, but
There's like all of our pages, and that, I mean, you're getting a fully custom race suit.
Yeah.
It's going to have our logos on it. You can add your sponsors to it free.
That's right. Everything is free.
Who doesn't want a custom race suit?
So
Free.
that's a
And
big deal.
$1,500 to help with your program.
And it's like somebody told me the other night. Well, one of the nights I was up here, that you know, $1,500 for some of these teams is huge.
Correct.
I mean, you know, what Miles of Seamless Gutters is doing, it would be huge to some of these teams because it could be what's going to make them have a chance to do something in 2024. Of course, now I'm sure some of the late model guys are going, $1,500, you know.
That's a set of tires or so.
Yeah. So,
but even some of them, I mean, there's some they're footing out of their pocket.
That's right.
Right? So I mean, it's still $1,500 is still a good chunk of change. Plus a custom suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to thank Black Acid for putting that up, because that just sweetens the pot even more. I mean, that's a pretty cool deal to Mason. So that's 2 sets, almost 2 sets of tires. Pro 6 would be 1 set because they're the most expensive tires. But a full custom, tailored to you racing. I mean, that's a pretty. I mean, everybody. I think every racer dreams of having a custom race suit. You see all these, you know, Cup teams and Xfinity teams. They all got custom suits and so forth. You always dream of having a custom suit. So I mean, man, I mean, custom suit ain't cheap.
And it's really a big deal. And I tell you, Miles of Seamless Gutters and Black Acid Apparel have stepped up to this, and I guess when you and I just started talking about it, we didn't see it going in this direction.
Yeah, and I mean, please make a video, post it, send it to Jack, and hopefully this can grow to next year. We can sweeten the pot even more. When we make this successful, next year we can make it bigger and bigger, and hopefully it'll grow from there. I don't know if anybody else is doing this on a local level.
I don't either.
So let's make it successful. Make some videos, let's post them out there. You just gotta run full time at Langley Speedway, or an attempt to. We're not gonna, hold it over you that something happens and you don't make a race. I mean, that happens.
Well, yeah, and cars get damaged, and sometimes you can't make the next race.
It happens.
We're
not gonna hold that.
But the thing is making the attempt to run is what you want to do. Yeah, please make the videos, put them on your page, share them on your page, then send them to me.
Or tag them. Tag us. Well, hopefully you could tag Miles, tag me and Jack in it, so that we all get, and then we'll get it. I mean, that way we'll have it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna hold them all until we get down to the time we're gonna make the decision on who's gonna get it. It will not be just me and Scott doing this.
No, this is a collective between us, Langley Speedway, and Miles.
So it's not going to be Scott and I deciding, okay, well, that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a decision among other people too, to be a part of this. But please do it.
And I want to say that if your video is popular, it will help. I think the popularity in your video that's put out, or people voting for you, I think that's gonna contribute to your success.
Very much so. Very much so. So anyway, the deadline for this is November the 15th of 2023. So please get it in, and so we can see them and we can start looking at them, and we will make the announcement at the Langley Speedway banquet. Some people may not say, I heard somebody ask the question up here one night when I was up here, do you have to be there? Because sometimes we're not able to go to the banquet. So
no, you don't. No, you don't have to be there. No.
So
and anybody that races on Saturday nights is eligible.
So please get involved and get us going.
Any class. Don't think that your class is, if you're an enduro driver, you're not excluded. You're a bando driver, you're not excluded. You have just as much a chance as anybody else.
Very much so, yes.
So this is not just about the big guys. It's about all of us as one. We want to try to get back to Langley Speedway. That's why it's exclusive to Langley Speedway. It's good for Miles, and we can't thank them enough for putting up the funds to do this. I mean, we're not getting anything out of this. This is 100% of what Miles decided to put up and do. So
the honor for us is that we're going to be able to give it to somebody else and see them reap the benefits of what this can do for them if they're racing. That's really.
I mean, they're going to have to step into my footsteps, Jack, of being the Miles driver.
Well, there goes a whole bunch of people shutting things off there.
That's going to be tough, Jack.
Anyway, next week's show, I won't be here. I'm going to be out on the cruise ship, like you did a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be on the cruise ship, but Scott will be here.
My co-host.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. I don't know if I want to go here or not. Robbie Parker is going to be here with Scott. God help us
if I be action packed. Look, we got to pack the views next week.
Well, I'm sure they will be. They'll pack them up. Anybody, and I'm gonna tell you what. Before Robbie gets here, I just want to let y'all know, and I probably mention this again in a post or two this week. What you hear Robbie say does not necessarily mean that's true.
100% the truth.
No, it is not. It is not the truth. Especially if my name comes out behind it. That ain't true. But yes, that's and you'll have Kyle Bonsignor is going to call in that night or be on the video that night. The winner of the Hampton Tour Modified race. He was supposed to be with us a couple weeks ago, but he was moving and painting in his house, and he forgot what what day it was, so I rescheduled it for this coming week. We'll also have Paige Kane, the trucker out here. So God help you, you may have Rodney Davis up here too.
Oh, you're in trouble then.
So please leave the building that I can come back to. That's all I want. All I want to do is come back to the
Make sure
building.
we're allowed to come back after this show.
And if I have a chance, if I can find a way to get on the Facebook page or whatever, I will be watching somehow or other to see what's going on. Because I'm sure my name is going to get thrown around a little bit by certain people. Anyway, that's our show for tonight. We want to thank AYDEN MILLETTE for being here. Willie Mullins didn't join us, but Dinah Mullins and Landon Pemberton, who are going up to Bristol this weekend to run the ARCA race up there. So that's a big deal. And most importantly, I want to thank Alan BESTWICK for a national name, a national.
Come to our little bitty.
Come to this little bitty show and be a part of what we do. That was truly, truly an honor. Just like anytime we get some of these big name people come on here, it is an honor that they would take time out of their day to come here
to do our show.
So it's really great. So anyway,
if you want to call it a show, it's more of a hang out.
This end of the table tries to make it a show. That end of the table down there.
I am the show. We make the show. You gotta make.
All right. Well,
it's like your wife said.
We got to get out of here because there's a little bit of a flood in here. But anyway, thank you for being with us.
You got the button tonight.
Oh yeah, I do know. So we'll see you again next week. So they'll see you next week. I ain't gonna see you next week, but I will be back on the 26th.
You'll be big time, Sean. Make a video, submit it for us to everybody's eligible, man.
All right, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, guys.